Ciao, Fudge Packers. We're doing something different this time because I'm Adam Creep, and I'm opening up the show and saying, this week on Pure Boys Podcast, we're watching 2023's Jesus Revolution, a Kelsey Grammer joint? Oh, boy. And with me, as always, is the one, the only, everyone's favorite second-born. Goddamn music didn't play. Now it's...
And I'm Jism. I'm Jism. I'm just 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 Jism. AKA Steve Creed. AKA Piston.
Yahweh! How's that?
That's great. I loved it. I loved the intro. I threw this at you last minute, so I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of us, and I'm proud of our listeners.
We rolled with it. We tried something new. We're trying to game the YouTube whatever. We trying to make the show more accessible because we had a talk the other day and realized that the show opens with Steve Creep saying "jism" 9 times, and that seemed a little aggressive for new listeners. So we decided to try something different.
And all you a-holes out there that listen to the podcast and were turned off by the intro, why didn't you let us know? Speakpipe.com.
Yeah.
Pure Boys.
Exactly. Complain about the show with using your voice on speakpipe.com, and then we'll play it on the show, and we'll take your advice to heart, and we'll probably cry about it live on the show. Is that what you want, you pigs?
Complaints only, please.
Yes, that's right. We're a complaints podcast. What's stuck in your craw this week?
Winter.
Oh my gosh. Not for me. I saw my first topless man today. Spring is here.
Some say it's when you see the first robin tweet its little tweet, but no, it's when you see a man's bare chest.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, like this week I saw like 25 robins in my yard. We have crocuses in our yard that are blooming, and that's a spring. That's hey, spring is here. And then I saw a topless man. I saw a topless man. That was the big thing. So
that's a spring.
That's a spring, and that's also a spring. And speaking of springs, we have to do the Pure Boys prayer.
Clap. God bless our podcast, please.
You're saying it very slow. God bless all podcasts, please. We love you, please. Amen.
Yeah, we said that totally normal. You speed it up in post. I actually thought, I just remember now that we could open with clap. Us saying clap together and saying the prayer, and then you opening the show, and then the theme song.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So the show opens with
clap
very loud into the microphone, and people
not
are like,
aggressive.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm glad you didn't start with Yahweh, because that's also just as aggressive. We might be some aggressive fricks.
I mean, I think maybe starting with Yahweh is kind of a good call to just open the show screaming. I mean, what do you want, listeners? Do you want jism 9 times or do you want screaming? How do you want the show to open? Those are your 2 choices.
Send us your complaints.
Go to speakpipe.com/pureboys and tell us if you want. All you gotta do is say jism or scream. That's all you gotta say.
That's all you gotta say. That makes sense. And we've laid it out, and you guys gotta play it out.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I also like the idea of making a shirt that says jism or scream on it.
There could be a whole series of t-shirts, jism or.
Of course, yeah, it's the new Keep Calm.
What about a card game that you get one card that says jism or, and then another card that is a random thing?
Sure, it's like an apples to apples, Cards Against Humanity type of thing.
But it's jism or.
So what I'm saying is it sucks. Yeah, for sure.
But people will suck it up.
People will spend millions of dollars on it. They'll give us so much money, we'll build that wall between Mexico and America.
I want to build a wall. Is that crazy?
That's not crazy. My wife and I are building a wall in our garden right now, and I gotta tell you, it's satisfying as heck.
Yeah, you got a lot of investors and foreign, interests.
That's right. Yeah, the gophers are always getting into our garden, so we got to build a wall to keep them out.
That'd be really fun if you politicized your wall building. You versus the squirrels.
Right, of course, yeah. Make big signs, design like a very simple hat, a hat with a simple phrase on it that just says like JOS.
Ism.
Exactly, yeah. Or scream, whatever you want.
Or Scream. Yeah, it could also make a really good children's book, I feel.
Well, if you want to self-publish a book called Jism or Scream by Dr. Steve Creep, then by all means, I will not stop you, but I will not support you.
The Story of the Wall.
Oh, sure, okay. Well, why can't it be the same thing?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. You just mash the ideas together. If you have two ideas, make pudding.
Exactly, yeah. If you have two ideas, then Jism or Scream. Da-doy. Da-doy.
Yeah, great start. I just think we should praise ourselves a little bit more during the podcast.
Yeah.
If there's ever a lull, just like say great start or great middle.
I like that. It sounded sarcastic, so I thought you were taking the piss already on the show, and I'm like, we're 6 minutes in. You can't be taking the piss already.
No, I don't take pisses. I've stopped.
No, I don't take them. I leave them.
When's the last time you had a really good piss?
Gosh, just the other morning. You know, the kind where you can feel your bladder like going, like sucking in, shrinking down. It feels so good.
Yeah, whenever you have like feedback from the inside of your gut, like if you're taking a big dump and you feel instantly empty, like it's the best.
Is that your Kevin Sorbo tweet of the week this week? I feel instantly empty.
That's definitely my Kevin James packet. My jokes I have for him.
You're gonna send those in to old Larry.
Yeah, I learned the word packet the other day, so I'm just gonna say it ad nauseum.
That's fair. I learned the word carton. I'm drunk the other day.
Yeah, you become drunk?
Yeah, sure. You could say that. Yeah.
Did you talk with the shirtless male about this?
Yeah, that's who taught it to me. I was like, why aren't you wearing a shirt? He's like, it's the first day of spring and I'm carton drunk. And I was like, oh boy. All right.
Yeah, you could have said sun drunk. That would have been cool.
You could have just said drunk.
You could have said nothing and walked away.
Yeah, you could have said fartin', you, and walked away. Why is your shirt off? Fartin', you. All right, first day of spring.
I really want to know. I know this is crazy that I'm bringing it all back to the shirtless male.
Sure.
But was he tanned? Like, how tanned was he?
No. My wife and I were speculating that he's got a trip to Mexico next week or something. This is like the first like sunny day, and he's like, you know what? I got to get a base tan before I go there. So I'm gonna pop my top and show off my pale, pasty, in shape body, and then get a nice base tan, and then go to Mexico and not get that burn.
Flights must have been like really good right now, because why go to Mexico now?
Right. Yeah, why take a April trip to Mexico? It seems like the wrong time to go. You should be at home celebrating Easter.
Yeah, a 24-hour trip. Yeah, you should be celebrating the death of Jesus, his rebirth, and eggs.
And eggs, yeah, of course. And who lays eggs? Rabbits.
The chicken or the rabbit?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the chicken of the forest, the rabbit.
Yeah,
that's what they call
Who came
them.
first?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't here. No, that's true. We were here.
Yeah. Oh, we were here. But that's the only thing we were doing.
But people don't understand that, like, when God made the animals, he made them all like 6 years old. Like, he didn't make them babies. We weren't in like just a whole bunch of babies. We were just like, here's a fully grown cow, and he just put it in front of us. We were like, let's suck them udders, see what comes out.
And we don't have like a bigger brain that stores more knowledge, or we have normal human base level knowledge.
Yeah, we're base.
Yeah, we are the base.
Yeah, exactly. There's too much bass in Dolby.
Man, I've been thinking about Dolby a lot lately. I did go to the theaters last night.
What did you see at the theaters? Was it Jesus Revolution 2023?
No, I saw 65.
What the hell's that?
It's like a sci-fi movie with Adam Driver where he crash lands on a planet, but it's Earth. That doesn't 65 million years ago.
Doesn't sound like 80 for Brady.
So the aliens are dinosaurs.
Wow. Do they have spaceships that are just formatted for dinosaurs?
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Hey, I'm into this. After we're done recording, you're going to tell me all about that movie because I'm interested in it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Spoil it for me, Daddy. I don't care. What do I care?
I didn't. I said okay.
I said spoil it for me, Daddy. I don't care.
No, you don't want to get spoiled because it's so good.
You're right. And we got to get to our first segment, and that, of course, is What's in the News?
Back in time.
I knew I forgot about something. There's so many things now.
I know there's so many things. You got to keep track of them all. You need to look up a tweet. You need to look up the worst news you can think of or find in the moment, and whatever.
Sometimes I think of the best news. Like I have been truly interested in some of the things that I brought up.
Okay, well, I mean, we've only done it twice, and both your newses have been rough. So, what's this one gonna be?
Wasn't there a light one about bees or something?
I did the light one about butterflies. Now, how much?
I did the light one.
Go to Yahoo News. Pick the first thing on the page.
No, BBC, hard-hitting stuff.
Yeah, big black carton. They got the best news.
Not everything's about
carton. Nah, that's true. Yeah, most things are though, including 2023. Jesus Revolution. What do you got?
I did read this story earlier today, and BBC News is also covering it. So.
Wait, which one? BBC One, BBC Two.
I think this is BBC Standard. Like, there's no numero uno beside it.
BBC Heaven, gotcha.
BBC Heaven, aka BBC News,
aka BBC Peace.
Beethoven tests on hair prove composer's genetic health woes.
Cool.
They apparently also mapped his entire genome from his some hair, so they could like technically clone him.
Well, I hope they fix that ear problem.
I don't think so. I think they're gonna heighten it.
They're gonna just breed him without ears.
Can you make me more deaf, Governor?
Can you make me blind as well, Governor? It's me, Beethoven. Beethoven.
Yeah. I think we definitely need to write a Beethoven movie.
Sure. Can Beethoven be played by a giant St. Bernard? Who talks like that, of course.
Yes. Or Kelsey Grammer.
Oh, star of 2023's Jesus Revolution.
I think he legit might play a good Beethoven.
You know what? He's kind of got the look for. I think he's way older than Beethoven ever was, though. I think Beethoven died in his 50s, if I remember correctly. I used to be obsessed with Beethoven when I was a kid. I was a little friggin' nerd who had no friends.
Because he was deaf?
Because he was deaf, yeah. He didn't hear a carriage coming towards him and it ran him over. He was perfectly healthy.
Really? I thought he was too British and he died.
Oh, I can't hear out of my ears.
He wasn't British. He was like Austrian or something.
I don't know. You're thinking of Amadeus Mozart.
Did you just say you were the biggest Beethoven fan and you don't know his nationality?
Yeah, that was like 30 years ago before I did drugs for 30 years. What are you talking about?
I need you to be consistent with your storyline.
I am being consistent. I don't have memories. They're all smoked away. What are you talking about?
Tight,
yeah. Speaking of which, I watched 2023's Jesus Revolution in 2 parts, so we'll see how well I remember the first half of this movie.
Notes?
Yeah, I took them, but I didn't look at them.
Yeah. And you're not watching the movie while you're taking notes, so that's drawback too. So it's a double drawback.
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, you know what? That's good news that you brought today. And if we learned anything, it's that the gospel means good news.
Cloning is cool. Let's start doing it. Let's get freaky on this planet.
Yeah, hell yeah. We only got a few years left. Let's make some freaks. Bring Beethoven back to life and yell at him.
Start putting spinal cord juices into weird places. Like, let's get going here, people.
Yeah, squirt it into Beethoven's ear.
Yeah, grow a bunch of Beethovens and then start squeezing juice into his ear and see what happens, baby.
Yeah, just let him run wild on Twitter till he gets canceled. It won't take long. He's old. He'll be racist. He'll just come back as a piece of garbage.
Oh, we're all gonna get racist when we get old. That's for sure.
Do you want to hear what's in my news?
Yes, please.
More than a feeling.
That's Huey Lewis doing a cover of More Than a Feeling by Boston. My news for this week is that Huey Lewis still has not seen American Psycho, if you can believe it.
The movie or the book?
The movie.
Seen it?
No, the movie that he hasn't seen his copy of it. It's somewhere around. He just doesn't know where it is. Can somebody help me find my copy of American Psycho? I'm Huey Lewis, and much like Beethoven, I'm deaf now.
So did you look up one interview in Variety and pull one bit of information from it so you could save it for future episodes?
I typed in Huey Lewis in the news, into Google, and then I clicked on the news tab because, of course, that's where all the Huey Lewis and the news is going to be. And the first thing from 2 weeks ago, which was Huey Lewis still has not seen American Psycho. There were several articles with that as their headline, and I took that as gospel.
Okay.
It's called doing your own research.
You've handcuffed me to the truth, and I applaud you for it.
Thank you very much. Well, hey, Huey, all the best to you. God bless you, and we love you.
We love you. We hope we get you on the pod someday to specifically, we'll review American Psycho.
Sure. God, it's going to be tough for him to do the show, though. He's like Beethoven. He's deaf.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. We'll just, do this when we talk.
Yeah, we'll move our hands, and he'll go, I can read your lips. You don't have to do that. I mean, he'll talk with the deaf voice, of course, because as soon as you go deaf, for whatever reason, you get deaf voice.
And our mouths are behind the microphone.
That's true, and I'm throwing my voice, so you can't even tell where it's coming from.
You have a completely different voice. Is that what throwing your voice means?
I think so, yeah. Throwing, as if I was throwing in a game of baseball, throwing a game, yeah. Screwing up my whole life is what I'm doing. Well,
baseball.
That's what's in the news.
One that makes me feel like I feel when I'm with you.
Star wipe.
Star wipe. Beautiful. If there was such thing as an audio star wipe, that would be it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Steve Creep, I got a Dr. Steve Creep. My apologies. You didn't go to school to get a doctor to not be called Dr. Steve Creep. I got a question for you, and it's a very important question. And that, of course, is, who was the Beggar Vance of +1 at an Amish wedding?
Nailed it. Well, the Amish are great. Their corn is even better. And I would have to say the Beggar Vance of this film was science. Showing up those stupid backwoods idiots and saving their lives was the Beggar Vance.
Even though they didn't deserve it because they didn't respect science.
Well, they're all God's children, so they deserved it. But...
A God's children, that's true.
Yeah. Now, Adam, brace those shoulders because I'm about to ask you a hard-hitting question.
Yeah.
Whomst was the Beggar Vance of +1 at an Amish wedding?
Did you say +1 at a farmish wedding?
No.
Oh, okay. To me, thanks so much for asking, Dr. Steve Creep. To me, the Beggar Vance of +1 at a farmish wedding was, of course, the horse and buggy, presumably the same one that ran over and killed Beethoven because he couldn't hear it coming. It saved the day multiple times, took them from farm to fork to table to love, and back again. And so we love you, and you're the Beggar Vance or whatever.
I love the carriage, baby.
Yeah, me too. It had that neon glow on the back.
Yeah, I would ride around in one of those things. I wouldn't whip anything, though.
No. I would nay. Yeah.
Why don't they use something else other than whipping?
Right? Come on!
Hey, horse!
Hey, Hebrew, get going!
Yeah, they understand vocal, taunts.
Right. Challenges.
Yeah!
Yeah. Let's go, rodeo.
Yeah, let's go, rodeo. Yeah. There's so many better things other than whipping.
Yeah, but, whipping makes them feel good, I guess. Well, let's end the segment.
Have you ever whipped anything?
Well, obviously that year that I dressed as Silas from the Da Vinci Code, I was whipping my own ass all throughout the night.
Yeah, showed up at the Northgate Mall and just started whipping.
Dinger out. Time to whip. I got my garter belt on, and I'm ready to punish myself in front of this HMV.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, you bet. Couldn't wait. What about you? You ever whipped anything?
Not to my recollection. Somebody could have doused me with drugs or hypnotized me, and I could have done all the whipping in the world. I don't know about it.
I mean, you love whippets, that's for sure.
I could never have the courage to do a whippet.
Yeah, I have no interest in it. I just why would I want to do that? That seems
toxic chemicals going right to your brain.
Ugh. And then the sound you hear is your brain dying, but that might just be urban legend. I don't know. But still, it doesn't sound good.
It's certainly urban.
It's definitely urban.
Keith Urban.
Boy, speaking of urban, we got to get to everyone's favorite segment.
The Kevin Sorbo Tweet of the Week.
Now, I'm haunted by this tweet because I think I've done it already.
Oh.
So, the Kevin Sorbo Tweet of the Week is, bring back the gold standard. 1:52 p.m. on March 16th, 2023.
How many people saw that? What's the reach?
164,000 people have viewed this tweet.
Pathetic, Kevin. Pathetic. Your Twitter's dying.
Wasn't the last one left hates women? Like, I didn't do this one last week.
No, you definitely did the left hates women. Yeah. The truth, aka.
But also bring back the gold standard. Thank you very much.
Bring back the gold standard. Thank you very much. Bankers, you done goofed. And Kev's now, he wants the gold standard back.
That's the heart of my cards.
What?
I don't know. I got nothing to say about this tweet. I thought it was gold, but it turns out to be platinum.
Well, it's certainly the gold standard.
Salute
your shorts, Kev.
We salute you, shorts. Do you think he's going like 100% shorts this summer?
Yeah, shorts and flip-flops. Every movie we see of his next year that was filmed this year is going to be shorts and flip-flops.
Cargo shorts and brookies?
Sure.
What do they call those sandals?
Flip-flops? I don't know what you're talking about.
They're a very famous brand of sandal.
No, that can't be a true thing.
It's a California thing.
There's no such thing as a famous brand of sandal.
Birkenstocks.
Oh, okay, that's a famous brand of sandal. Yeah, you're correct.
There we go.
Yeah, you got
it out. Bye, Kevin. We love you.
We love you. Enjoy your dumps. Enjoy wearing a diaper at the beach.
Under his cargo pants.
Yeah,
I need a new pair of swimming trunks.
Well, then you should get a pair.
I just don't know how.
What do you mean? You go to the store and buy one? I have several pairs of swim trunks.
I'm just very intimidated.
Well, is it because you are afraid that people are gonna imagine you in your swim trunks when you buy them?
Yes, I'm trying to imagine them imagining me wearing these pants.
Right.
And I cannot do this.
I mean, I can imagine it because you took your shirt off last week, so I can imagine what it looks like when you're wearing, and then I can just picture swim trunks on you. That's the easy part.
I've had the same swim trunks since I was like 16, and that's basically my whole identity.
A little Nina.
Yeah, a little Nina, just like little boy wanted to be a big boy, and now I have these pants, these shorts that represent my childhood and my life before I met my wife. I guess they kind of signal my virginity.
No, of course, because you famously you saved yourself for marriage, and thankfully you got married at 17, so that's perfect.
Yeah, I was only 17.
Yeah, and she was 29.
You know what I mean.
Well, yeah, of course, if you know what I mean.
But I filled those pants out. I had a big bush.
Of course, yeah, woof in the front, of course.
Yeah. Virgin, but a big bush.
Well, that's why. You don't know. You don't have a reason to get rid of it at that point.
If I could remake my grade 12 quote for my yearbook, It would definitely be that.
Virgin, full bush.
Yeah, full big bush.
Dr. Steve Creep, virgin, full bush.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to the University of Doctors about that.
That's not a bad idea. They can put it on your doctorate.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever shave your bush before you went to like a party or anything? Like, did you ever like shave your bush in preparation for things? Like, okay, tonight I might get laid. I better shave my bush.
I definitely cleaned my better.
Yeah. Took the time to actually clean it. Yeah.
Yeah, like got out my dad's toothbrush and got in there,
scrub, of course, yeah.
I never got snipped, so
wipe the toothbrush off on your pants, put it back in the cup for your dad.
And I'm not gonna use my toothbrush.
No, God no! You're gonna brush your teeth. You're going to a party. You're trying to get laid. You don't want your breath to smell like your balls. Come on.
And if you ever caught me, I'd say I was trying to get laid, trying to make grandchildren for him. And that's the ultimate defense.
Dad, I'm trying to make grandchildren for you. You always said you want grandchildren. I'm 15.
Yeah. So that was my household.
I have to
Just me and
clean
him.
Dad, I have to clean my smegma. How else am I going to do it without your toothbrush?
I would get weekly semen countings.
I picture your dad in the living room just hearing his toothbrush buzzing and being like, why is my toothbrush on right now? That's so weird.
Well, I did it, and I have no regrets. And
Yep, you did it. Guilty as charged.
guilty as charged.
I did it. Classic song.
That's fun.
That is fun. Yeah. Well, hey. You know what else is fun?
Segments.
Let's going and let's godding into 2023's Jesus Revolution.
New year, new pee.
That's right.
I did not watch this movie,
Good.
and I watched a minute and 21 seconds of an interview with Kelly and Eric. What's his name?
I thought you were just blatantly mispronouncing Kelsey Grammer's name. I thought you were going to call him Kelly Grammer and go watch it again. Watch the clip again.
Kelly and Ryan.
Oh, Seacrest.
Yeah, Seacrest. I was trying to figure out his name through all these viewings of this interview, and I couldn't think of it at all. And then it was like on the bottom corner of the screen,
Of
like
course.
the entire time.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, a horse, of course.
I can't believe Magic Mike XXL's Michael Stipe or whatever his name isn't on that show anymore.
His teeth had too much of a gap, I think.
Too much power.
Yeah, too much power. He probably got hurt from like leaning over so much and sitting in those awful seats for hours and hours.
It seems like a miserable job. Like, it seems like it wouldn't be a fun job to do.
They seem terrified to exist.
Yeah, and like you lose your identity. Your identity becomes whatever it is on the show, right? And you have to act this way on the show and talk this way and blah.
So much so that they lose their minds when Kelsey Grammer shows true feelings or acted feelings.
Well, tell us about this interview.
Okay, so I watched this a total of 14 times in a row.
That's 14 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to give this a good effort, you know. I wanted to put in my due diligence since I wasn't able to go to the theaters. I had to see 65 instead.
Of course, I understand. Yeah, you had tickets in your hand. You snuck into 65.
Yeah, well, Jesus told me to go see 65 instead.
Well, to teach you that the dinosaurs are a lie.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of the whole point of the movie. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but like Jesus shows up at the end in the form of an asteroid.
Right. He's got an asteroid's coming towards Earth. It's got a long beard and long brown hair and piercing blue eyes and
halo over top of it.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about how he's gonna die for his sins.
This asteroid's gonna die for your sins, dinosaurs. God hadn't quite ironed it out yet.
That's a good start for a religion if anybody wants to get started on one.
It's a good start to a movie. People go, what is this movie about? What's happening right now? I'm here to die for your sins, dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's good. I'm in it. Like if that happened in a movie, I'd be gung ho. Okay, so
yes, this interview.
View one.
Okay,
the things that really stood out to me were him saying it's a nice movie and then breaking down immediately. Him saying this hippie with like a little bit of like just grit in his voice, like he just still hates hippies.
Oh, he hates Lonnie Frisbee? What a jerk.
And finding out that it's based on a true story, and Kelly seems real. This is where interviewing skills take point, you know, in the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
She's really invested in what Kelsey Grammer has to say.
Of course she
and
is.
Really shocked that it's a true story.
What's her? What does she go like? Oh my God, really? Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's based on a true story.
What?
And that's her brilliance.
I thought it was based on bullshit.
Second viewing, Ryan Seacrest wants to be a doctor. He still continues to say this hippie with so much visceral hate in his voice.
Right.
It's getting a little bit more apparent in this viewing.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck died in 2014.
No, he died in 2013.
Well, he died in 2014.
Well,
So,
according to this movie, he died in 2013. I hate to correct you, but the movie says 2013.
Well, I hate to correct you, but Kelsey Grammer says he died in 2014.
Well, I hate to correct you, but Kelsey Grammer is just a man, and he is fallible, and he is not infallible, and he's not infertile.
View 3.
Please.
I find out this man's name is Chuck Smith. I'm grabbing little bits of the interview because I'm so concerned with it, and then I'm typing at the same time, so this is what's washing over at me.
Right.
And what I notice. I also really lock into the fact that his wife said this is the best thing he's ever done, and this really adds to the emotion of his thing.
She hasn't seen the Frasier reboot yet, though. So to say that's the best thing he's ever done before the Frasier reboot comes out is a little bit like maybe don't count your chickens before they hatch. Frasier's wife. Absolutely.
And then the last thing he says is like, you can see the light in their eyes, and then his lights kind of fade, and then he can't speak, and then it's over. View 4.
Wait, is he talking about killing somebody? You can see the light fade from their eyes as they embrace the Lord.
Yeah, something like that.
That's good.
View 4.
Yeah.
I just took this one in. View 5.
No notes.
No notes. Kelly says Aleutian at the beginning. His wife name is Kate. View 6.
Malibu Dan's wife.
Yeah, which is a very crazy coincidence.
What do you mean Kelly says Aleutian at the start? What does that mean?
Well, it's just the editing of the YouTube video. She's saying revolution as in Jesus revolution.
Yes,
but the editor cut her off and she says Aleutian.
Does the clip start with them like coming back to the show? Like they're like, "Oh, welcome back." Like does it or does it just cut in to the middle of an interview?
It's definitely the middle of the interview. It's just a taste cuz they want you to go out there and seek out Kelly and Clarkson yourself.
Volution.
In view 6 I realized that they're probably watching this on a dinky screen in a full lit studio with all these cameras around, and Kelsey Grammer still gets really emotional.
He does, he cries.
Also in view 6 I realized that he says he died in 2014, he thinks.
Wow. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun.
So view 7, I think she might be saying more of the word at the beginning. It might be evolution. View 8.
That's it from view 7. That's the only thing that stuck out. You think she might be saying more of the word.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
View 8, I noticed that Kelly and Ryan really hate that he gets emotional because it makes them have to like do more of their job.
Right, of course.
Like they actually have to engage other than just saying random crap.
Well, and it's like they have a script that they're probably following to a certain extent, right? Like they know the questions they're going to ask, and now he's crying, and that's off the books, and now they have to work, and they don't want to do that.
No, that's the last thing they want to do.
Yeah.
This is where I took a big weed hit. Okay, view 9. Kelly and Ryan, there it is. I noticed that at the bottom of the screen because I didn't know who Ryan was. View 10. His church is empty. He's looking for more viewers. Calvary Chapel?
Ryan Seacrest is saying this. My church is empty. We're looking for more viewers on the Kelly and Ryan show.
No, this is more about Jesus Revolution, of course.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I see a little thumbnail for a different video, and apparently his whole thing was called Cavalry Chapel.
Calvary Chapel. Yeah, it started off as one place called Calvary Chapel, and now there's thousands of them, over 1,000 across these United States of America.
Really? It's traveled.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
That's crazy to me.
Duncan, are you kidding me? Jesus and hippies and stuff? Oh my gosh, so people love the Calvary Church.
In this viewing, I really kind of locked into him saying that they had a viewing at their home, him and his wife. So I started thinking about what room they were watching it in, if they have like a theater in their like huge mansion, or if it's like a basic rich person, like huge living room with a lot of like open floor plan, or if it was like a dirty basement. I don't know.
Well, what did you settle on? What do you think is the most likely scenario for one?
Probably theater room. They all got theater rooms.
Oh, see, I was just gonna say they were like just in bed, and the TV rose out of the table at the end of their bed, and they just watched it there, and then went to sleep. She said, "This is the best thing you've ever done." He cried, and then they went to sleep.
Fireplace goes down, TV goes up, and you know what it is.
That's right. She throws the pictures of her kids in the garbage and says, "This is the best thing you've ever done."
Oh yeah. She loves it. She can't get enough of it. View 12, I really started to get concerned about their necks and having to lean over the whole time and like all this How the Body Works type stuff.
Oh my god. Oh, I don't have a theme song for How the Body Works.
Wow, that's okay. I also was like, who's Kelly? Where did Kelly come from? I think she acted for a bit and now she's here. Who knows? View 13. I went to shoes. I started looking at shoes.
Right, you're a foot guy. We know that.
Yeah. Kelsey Grammer, he's wearing blue sneakers that matches pants.
Ooh.
Kelly's wearing red pumps, of course.
Of course. If you're a professional woman on television, you gotta wear pumps. Make those calves pump.
And then Ryan, I didn't know because I looked up too late and I was making notes and I forgot. So I had to go to. At this point, I'm totally checked out of the whole interview process. Of course. But I gotta find out what Ryan's wearing. So view 14.
Yep.
He's wearing a light cream suede dress shoe with brown accents.
Ooh, I like it. Tassels?
No tassels. Well, I couldn't see the tassels. Maybe they were at the back.
Maybe he had them on his vest.
And then I watched an interview with Hoda and Jenna. They basically talk about the new Frasier thing.
What you watched an interview with who?
Hoda and Jenna, come on.
What is a Hoda and Jenna? Is that like a puppet and a person?
Middle-aged old drunk ladies?
I mean, that describes a lot of daytime TV. Are you talking about the Rosie O'Donnell show?
And this is one of them.
God, remember the Rosie O'Donnell show? She used to have such a crush on Tom Cruise. What a life.
Yeah, swooshes.
Yeah.
Swooshes.
Nike swoosh? That's not correct. Koosh balls. That's what they were called. This interview was really terrible, and they barely talked about Jesus Revolution. He did not cry, and he also is pimping a beer called Faith America. Faith America or Fate America?
Faith America beer.
Oh, damn, that sounds pretty good. I'm going to have to get me a little sip of that over here in Haiti.
They have different flavors.
Oh, what do they got?
I don't know.
It's called Faith America. Faith America Brewery. Hey, there we go. Blue Hazy IPA. Yes, please. Wow, this sounds great. Wow. Well, anyway, sorry. I'm going to buy me some Faith America beer probably.
Well, probably, and it sounds like it's the best faith-based beverage you're going to find on this market.
I don't know. What about white wine? Huh?
Well, you got me there.
Yeah, prove me wrong. You can't.
Yeah. Turn white wine into red wine.
Hey, the P.
Do you?
Yeah. Oh, so you didn't watch 2023's Jesus Revolution. You didn't go to the theater like I did, sat down and watched Jesus Revolution.
I did not. I was thinking about making a funny and going to the theater today and watching it. But I thought it was more interesting doing this.
Of course.
And then maybe guessing what I think the movie is.
Oh, I would love that. Oh my God. Nothing would please me more than for you to guess what this movie is. And here's the thing. There are some special people in and connected to this movie that if you can guess them, I will love you forever and like you for always.
Well, my first question, and I think this is the obvious question.
Of course.
Is this movie British?
Yeah, the movie opens with a little man walks on the screen and goes, "Oi, it's me, Beethoven. The movie you're about to watch is based on a true story, love."
A real British gent that just wanted to praise the Lord.
Some hippie Barton named Lonnie Frisbee.
A lot of idiots, a lot of football references.
Of course,
I'm guessing.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Saying that he's chuffed. Oh, Jesus got me right chuffed.
Well, based on this interview, I think it's about probably a terrible pastor who does nothing to improve his business and then stumbles upon a twist and makes a lot of money.
Well, I mean, the only part you got right was that it's about a pastor.
Okay.
But Kelsey Grammer's a good man. Chuck Smith is a good man. He's just trying to do good, trying to do right, and he's not scamming anybody.
Is his wife like hot?
Yeah, his wife is like young and kind of hot. Yeah. She's got big MILF energy.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, like she's the kind of person you'd be like, oh, you're hot in like, if I met you in real life, I'd be like, damn, that woman's hot. But like in the movies, you go like, well, there are hotter actresses, but you know,
normal.
As she's like a hot normal person.
Nice.
Yeah.
What were the measurements?
Oh,
did they say them throughout the movie?
Yeah, of course. At one point, he makes her walk out in front of the congregation. He goes, "Look at this. Look at what Jesus brought me. 36, 25, 36, or whatever those classic measurements are. Look
Not
at that.
exactly 24, but 25.
Yeah,
a little big in the waist.
Little big in the waist. She got child. She's given me a couple kids. The Lord's blessed me with kids through my wife's big hips.
Yeah,
36.
She gained an inch.
36, 36, 36. The perfect woman. A tower. A Jenga brick. A tube of a woman.
Girl, you look like a tube.
Damn, girl. Are your measurements 36, 36, 36? Because you look like it could roll you down a hill.
Gravity done right on you, girl.
Gravity pulls you in all the right ways.
Yeah, it sucks you in.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah. Well, that's, you know, if anybody ever gets stuck in a tube, they send in Kelsey Grammer's wife, and she sucks them right back out.
That makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tease you with the first little reveal here. This movie had a very special producer attached to it. Whomst do you think that producer might be to get me so randy and excited like this?
And it's not Kelsey Grammer.
No. It's someone near and dear to our hearts.
Is it a Kendrick brother?
It's not a Kendrick brother, but you're getting warmer.
Is it himself?
God? No, you're going too far in one direction.
Darlin Arlen?
Oh, you're very warm. You're so warm.
Is it AR himself?
No, you're dancing around it. You're close. You're close.
It's not Reggie.
Isn't it?
Is it Reggie?
It's Kevin Downs himself.
No way.
Yeah, you
Is
bet.
that Reggie?
It's Reggie, yeah. It's Reggie.
Okay.
Yeah, produced by Kevin Downs. Mother fartin' Reggie produced this movie.
This kind of boils my gravy a little bit because he's so good looking and talented.
I know.
He should be in front of the screen.
Hey, you know, the man's got a talent and it's looking good. And his second talent is producing great classic hit films. This movie's made like $48 million. This movie's doing decent numbers.
I could see him playing a young Kelsey Grammer. Maybe that's his angle.
Yeah, he did play him in all the flashbacks.
Nice. Did he really? No.
Apparently he is in the movie, but I didn't see him. He's
probably like a horse or something.
Yeah, he plays the ass end of a horse, I think. In the Mr. Hands recreation scene.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, he gets laid. That's pretty cool.
That's tight.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad that I missed him. I didn't see him.
Well, you're so swept up in this movie.
Well, also, I was barely paying attention this morning as I was watching the first little bit of it, because, boy, this movie is kind of... It's a modern-day Christian classic where it's boring, and you go like, it looks great, it's boring as frick, though.
Yeah, they could have turned a direction and made it exciting and, like, youthful and, like, fun and a real revolution. There
is some great stuff in it. The soundtrack's great. Everyone's really sad at one point, so they play House of the Rising Sun, because, well, you can't make a movie set in the 60s and not include House of the Rising Sun.
That's tight. Yeah, that's tight. Yeah,
they play Jesus is Just All Right, which is great. I love when religious movies, have a little fun with themselves.
Yeah, All Right With Me.
Yeah, he's all right.
That's a great song.
It is a great song. What else do they got? They got some other stuff, but all kinds of great stuff. Yeah.
I was thinking more super producer like Jay Baruchel.
Oh, no, I mean, like, when I said near and dear to our heart, that really narrowed you down, though. You saw where we were going.
Yeah, I saw the pin that you were trying to needle.
And I understand why you didn't guess Reggie right away, right? Because, like, I don't think we've ever seen something he's produced before.
I think I've like scoured his IMDb page, of course.
Of course.
And I swear I've seen the producer tag, but like for dick projects.
Right. Well, he's directed things before. He directed that like Mark of the 666 the Mark or 6 the Mark or something like that. We haven't watched it yet, but it's on the list.
Him doing anything other than acting makes me want to puke in my mouth.
It's a waste of his talents, aka his beautiful, beautiful face and body. Yeah.
It's like if God didn't create the universe, that would just been such a waste.
Oh, all that space? What would we have done with it?
He had all the space, all the matter. All he had to do is create the heaven and earth.
Create the heaven and the earth. Do you want to? I mean, like, I don't know. There's lots. This movie's like about Kelsey Grammer, and he's like a pastor, and his church sucks, and his daughter thinks his church sucks, and everyone hates hippies because it's the 60s or any time really because hippies suck, and they still suck to this day. And so they're like, oh, we hate hippies. But then one day his daughter sees a man walking down the road who looks like Jesus, and he goes, hi, my name is Lonnie Frisbee. And I want to be a part of your life. And she's like, all right, come meet my dad. And then Lonnie Frisbee and Kelsey Grammer team up, and they create this whole hippie Jesus revolution that eventually makes it to the cover of Times Magazine.
So does Lonnie Frisbee eventually get iced out? Like, I don't hear him being talked about in like the annals of history.
Oh yeah, he gets of course he gets iced out. He's also a huge asshole. Like, he's just like this. I mean, I don't know if this part's true, but actually, Lonnie Frisbee's got a pretty tragic existence actually. So he's like, he was so. Here's the thing. In the movie, he's like the face of the Jesus revolution because he looks like Jesus, and he's very charismatic, and all the hippies love him. And so anytime he's like proselytizing, people just line up. Their group gets so big that they have to move out of the church that Kelsey Grammer has into like a giant circus tent, essentially. And it becomes this huge thing. And Lonnie's up there. And eventually he starts like healing people. Like, he's losing his mind. He can't actually heal people, but he's like acting like he is. He gets very full of himself. And then Kelsey Grammer like fires him, and he like gets booted, and then and so he leaves the movie, and at the very end of the movie it's like, oh, and by the way, they made up and got back together, and they did great. It's like, oh
yeah, I'm sure they did.
Couldn't show that in the movie, huh? Couldn't show that. And here's the thing, I don't think they might have, but here's a funny fact about Lonnie Frisbee. He was a homosexual. He was very gay, but he kept it was kind of an open secret. He didn't tell people, but he was gay, and because of that, he started like 2 different churches, including this Calvary. Like, he was a part of this Jesus revolution. And then after he left that, he went and started another church. Both churches kicked him out because he was gay. So he like made this thing. Everyone loved him. Then they found out he was gay, and they're like, get the farting out of here, bud. Twice that happened. And then he died in like the 90s. And he died of like a brain tumor. But after he died, people immediately were like, yeah, he died of AIDS. He had AIDS and he died. Like, good Christians, real good Christians. I love it.
Great Christian folks. You can only see this at Christian church.
Absolutely. And it's a beautiful story.
It's a beautiful story. Rough stuff. I hope he's up there with God, chilling. We should know, but God's not telling us anything nowadays because we're kind of in the outs.
And Lonnie was, he sounds like he was all mixed up about things because he was like, oh, I'm not gay. And everyone's like, you have sex with men. He's like, yeah, but like, that's my only sin. My only sin is being gay in the eyes of God. That's my only sin.
Tough stuff. I mean, there was a lot of acid during that period of time. Was this acid ever brought up in the hippie community in this movie?
Yeah, of course. There's lots of drug talk in this movie, and like people on drugs, but you never see people doing drugs. You just see people being like, "Oh, far out, man! This is far. Hey, it's like my hands are far out right now.
This is explicit.
This is R-rated."
Was there a lot of beach balls?
There was a lot of beach.
Was the tent on the beach?
No, that's where they go and baptize people in Pirate Cove, somewhere in California. Now, all this I'm saying is real. It's all in the movie.
Yeah, and it's all based on real events.
It's all based on the real events. Yeah. So yeah, it's all kinds of stuff happens in this movie, and I wrote down some notes about it.
So what's the big problem in the movie? Like, what do they have to solve? What happens?
Oh,
like
boy.
3/4 the way through the movie.
Well, the whole thing falls apart, of course. Kelsey Grammer makes Lonnie leave because he's like as Kelsey Grammer says, like you want to act like this is all about God, but it's really all about you, Lonnie. And then Lonnie's having a breakdown, and then Frasier's like, use the spirit to do whatever you want. And he goes, without me, there is no movement. And Frasier goes, get out of here. You're fired from this. So,
do you have him written down as Kelsey Grammer at all, or is it all Frasier?
I have all of it written down. He's sometimes called Chuck. He's sometimes called Kelsey. He's sometimes called Frasier. So my notes are very scattered in that sense. It's just all over the place.
Do you know a lot about the new Frasier that's coming up?
Yeah, it's going to suck. That's what I know about it. Niles isn't in it. Daphne isn't in it. Martin is dead. Bulldog is not coming back. And Roz isn't in it. It's Frasier and Daphne and Niles' son all grown up. Who gives a shit? He's going back to Boston. Probably Ted Danson will be there. And some of the other Cheers cast members. It's mostly just going to be a Cheers reunion from the sounds of it.
I heard he's not even going to be a psychiatrist. He's going to be a writer of critical novels.
Ugh. Well, fine. Well, here's the thing. I'm only in season 5 on 5 our Champagne season, so I haven't written. I know that Daphne and Niles get together and have a kid. I already knew that before I started the show.
Ew,
but,
what?
I don't know where we go, or how we get there, and what happens in season 11, right?
Sex.
Like, yeah. Hardcore, full penetration.
Butt baby, probably.
Definitely a butt baby. Eddie is dead. The dog is dead, right? So like all your beloved characters, Martin and Eddie, are both dead and presumably in hell.
It's crazy. The only actor they could get back was Eddie.
Yeah, they renamed the show Eddie, and it was going to be about the dog.
Now that would sell.
Eddie's
My
great.
America?
Oh, Eddie is great on that show. He is. Everyone hated him from the sounds of it, but he's great. He acts the hell out of it. Truly, yeah. What else happens? There's like a kid and his girlfriend, and they're like in love, and he wants to propose to her, but they're like in high school, and it's dumb bullshit. Like his storyline sucks. He's got bad sideburns, and like I don't believe their love story at all, but that's fine. It doesn't really matter.
Does the kid at least have AIDS or something to make it interesting?
No, he's just a dumb idiot who just like pushes her away because he's afraid that because his mom, everyone abandons him and his family. He thinks his dad abandoned them. Turns out his dad's and his adopted dad and his mom abandoned his dad. And so
cool,
real cool. His mom gets schmucked by a car. You know, it's just like stuff happens.
Oh, what's like the super sad thing that happens at the beginning to get the audience's attention?
Let me scroll up in my notes. I think the fact that Lionsgate produced this movie.
That's a good ending for the podcast, I think.
But there is one more very special cameo in this movie, and I think if I gave you 100 guesses, you could not guess who this person is, but it's going to make you very excited when you find out who it is.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Well, no, but he's also near and dear to your heart, but in a very different direction, in a very different way. But you
Louis C.K.
No. No, not Louis C.K.
Brad Pitt.
Well, you're not any... Well, he is from movies, so you're closer in that sense. He's from movies. Okay, good. This is a fun game.
I think my guesses are varied and very provocative.
Look, just think about things that you love. Think about things that we love, and then think about who's
the dude from Baywatch.
Pamela Henderson, Barbed Wire herself.
The dude.
Oh, what
dong.
does mine say?
The dong from Bayside.
Zac Efron, yes.
Yes.
All right, I'm giving you one more guess, and you're going to be shocked when you hear it because, it's just such a beautiful cameo by this person.
The guy who voiced Elmo.
Why are you guessing pedophiles and creeps? Why are you guessing creeps? Guess a real person who you love. You don't love the voice of Elmo. He's a creep. Guess a real person you love who's an actor.
I really went that way, didn't I?
Yeah, it really went that way. You picked nothing but creeps all the way down.
I bet you Ronald McDonald was in the movie, but not a cameo.
No. He's a real person who's in a beloved film franchise that you love.
Oh, Mike Myers?
No, but it is a trilogy.
Blade. Not the actor.
That's right.
Not Wesley Snipes.
Chris Christopherson is in this movie. You're absolutely
I don't
right.
know who that is.
Whistler himself.
Who's that guy?
It's Goldberg. It's Goldberg from Mighty Ducks.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's Goldberg from Mighty Ducks. All right, it's Goldberg from Mighty
No.
Ducks. Martin, you for not guessing.
And I'm Tiz Jizzle.
No, I'm just kidding.
Wait.
We're not gonna end like that. I was just kidding.
No, I did have a question for you.
Okay.
Based on this movie,
Yeah.
do you think the crying in Kelsey Grammer's interview was legitimate?
Oh.
Bringing it all back
I love
around.
it. That's great. God, that's why you're so good at being on this show. That's why I love you. One of the
Yeah,
reasons.
baby. Yeah,
baby.
We
yeah.
love you.
I think that I could understand why Kelsey Grammer's dumb bitch of a wife thinks that this is the best thing he's ever made.
Not my question.
And because of that, I can understand why Kelsey would be moved to tears, because this is a holy project and it's a beautiful thing and he loves his wife.
Yeah. Do you think a man this old and this, like, just worn down by California elite has the energy to, like, really cry for this movie and this project?
I think that, of course, he's faking it. He had onions tucked under his collar, and that's why he's sitting so far away from Kelly and Ryan, because he's got onions all under his collar, and the smell of onions is hitting him, and he was just holding it in until the right moment.
To be fair, he puts a little garlic and a little Parmesan in there for flavor.
Yeah.
A little bit of butter.
And then they do a cooking segment, and he flaps his collar, and all the ingredients fall out.
Well, yeah, I got an onion to cry, but I got a little bit of flavor.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to do a plain onion. I got a little bit of flavor.
That's how he gets all these attractive young women to marry him. Is he smells like a Parmesan oregano.
Yeah, he smells like a Greek salad. They go, wow, this is Mr. Greek over here.
I'll give you some olive oil.
Frasier gets frickin' laid. Frasier is out there swinging his dinger around, Barton drunk on that show, and like the women that he pulls down, it's ridiculous. Like beauties, dimes, and you're just like, how are you doing this, Frasier? You're a balding man in the 90s. You're the scorn of comedians everywhere. How are you pulling this off?
I mean, it's probably better than the Drew Carey show where he gets all those dimes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the only one he needs is Kate, though.
Oh, yeah, Kate's a 10.
Oh, yeah.
We should rate women next episode.
Sure, okay, yeah. Well, how would you rate Kelly Ripa?
I don't want to do it this episode. I'm not in the right
I don't want to do it right now. I don't want to do it.
For a whole episode, I want to rate women.
And that's the whole episode? We don't even watch a movie? Or do we watch
No, we got to watch the next movie.
Right, we got to watch Ocean's 8 and then rate all the women in it. They're all 8s.
Okay, cut this out and we'll actually do it. I like it.
Jism, what did you think of 2023's Kelly and Ryan interview with Kelsey Grammer about Jesus Revolution?
Well, having processed all the information that you've given me and that I've gleaned from his glorious crying interview that has swept the internet.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it. I thought the cinematography was great.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the writing was excellent. And Kelsey Grammer is a 5-star man if I've ever seen one.
He is a 5-star man. That's true.
Yeah. Now, Adam, whomst do you think this movie was?
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I thought this movie was, I don't know, fine. It's no next week's movie, I'll tell you that much. Next week we got a real humdinger for you. A movie that's going to re-traumatize me, and I can't wait to get to it.
Save the movies. Go see what was the movie we
65.
just reviewed?
Go see
Yes.
65 in theater. Save the movies.
Yeah, more like 69.
Hey.
And I'm Jiz Jism. I'm Jiz Jism. I'm Jiz Jism.
So what happens in 65?
Okay, so
Crash
Adam
on Earth.
Driver's from another planet.
Right.
65 million years ago.
Right.
He's a ship driver for long haul
AKA
transport.
Yeah.
They run into the asteroid that kills the dinosaur.